Greetings. So, in today's clip, we're going to discuss how to recognize if someone is on steroids. Now, I know this is a common topic on YouTube, but I want to share my opinion on it. So, a few signs that you can really notice that someone is on steroids. Let's start from the physical. If they get a really pronounced jaw, like I notice when people get on cycle, this part really blows up. So that's one of the signs that you can tell that someone's on steroids. Also, a lot of acne on their back. That's a telltale sign that their testosterone has increased. If you noticed when you get into puberty, when you're 13 or 14, you really start to get back acne. Another sign is redness around the neck and the upper chest area. That will also tell you if someone takes steroids. If they get really red, that's where the term redneck comes from. Another sign is a really great hypertrophy in the traps, so they're not really flat, they really go up and they blow up. And the delts, especially their rear delts, they get quite big and they pop out. And the upper chest area, they have higher androgen receptors in those areas, so when you get on a cycle and take steroids, they really blow up fast. Another sign that someone is on steroids is gaining muscle mass quickly. I mean, like gaining 5 kilograms in 2 months. Some people might say, oh, that's not really much, but I'm talking muscle, not gaining any fat. And that brings us to number one sign that someone takes steroids, and that is being big and shredded at the same time. For natural bodybuilders, it's really, really hard to be big while being shredded, because most of the time when we decrease our calories or we get leaner, our muscles start to get flat and they don't pop out like steroid users' muscles do. So there's tons of examples like Steve Reeves, Bud Counts, John McWilliams, all bodybuilders from 40s and 50s. They were really big guys, but they weren't super huge, and that's impossible. It's really, really hard to get those veins and striations and shoulders popping out when you're lean and you're natural. So that's number one way. You look like a skeleton or like a marathon runner. And also let's bring back to another point about the redness around the neck. Why does the neck get so red? Well, when you start taking steroids, your hemoglobin goes up, your red blood cell count increases, so that brings the redness around the neck and upper chest area. As you can notice, Lance Armstrong, cyclist, you wouldn't say that he was ever on steroids. He was like 60 kilos with a wet bed, but he was taking steroids, and you can notice in his neck and upper chest area. So another thing that you can notice when people take steroids is a difference in their personality. They start being more ambitious, they start getting more aggressive because their testosterone increases. They get pissed off more easily. As I said, they get more ambitious, they start making money and stuff like that. But it's really the aggression part of it. I mean, some people don't really get aggressive, but 90% of steroid users do get really aggressive. And I'm not attacking anyone with this video. 90% of people in your gyms take steroids. You don't need to be 120 kilos and shredded to be on steroids. There are guys walking around that you couldn't even tell that they're on steroids, but they do use them. Another sign that someone is taking them is growth of gynecomastia or gyno, female breast tissue. Basically, your nipples start to pop out and the tissue around them. So you've seen that before. So that's another sign. Well, what other signs are there that someone is taking gear? Well, if someone makes a lot of money on supplements and selling them, and 100% they're selling something to the gullible teenagers that are 15 and 16 years old because they want to be shredded. So that's also, next to being big and shredded at the same time, selling supplements to someone, that's also a really big sign that someone takes them. Having a huge following on Instagram or YouTube, that's a pretty big sign, because people that are natural, the real natties, they don't really get that popular. I mean, some can when they have a great personality, like Don Mazzetti from Bro Science. He is a really funny guy, so no wonder that he has a huge following. But there's, oh my god, there's just so many fake naturals out there. Anyway, not taking anyone with this video, just want to share my opinion on it and give another perspective. So I hope this helped you in some way, and have a great day. It's kind of rainy here, and I'll see you cool cats soon.